congratulations, big win for you. You know, going into this fight, you were taking on the #2 seed. A lot of people thought Yoni is somebody who could have won the whole show. So how much pressure did you feel going into that fight?
I definitely felt the pressure. Going in, I thought I would be ranked higher. So, you know, Yoni was 2 seed for a reason, though. So, you know, I never took nothing from him. Just tried to stay confident on what I could do.
Well, I certainly have more questions about the seeding process I want to get to in a minute, because one thing that I'm curious about, you were very emotional before this fight. You seem to really take things to heart. So what were you thinking? What was going through your mind?
Man, I take this sport serious. You know, I'm a real family-oriented guy. So when I'm not with my family before fights, you know, sometimes I get emotional, you know. I like to do everything I do for my kids and my family. So when they're not there, it's a little harder for me. So this whole process for me, it was a little different, you know. But, you know, I got used to it as the time went on.
And, Eric, you said cardio was going to be very important. Did you think that Yoni slowed down there in the second round?
Yeah, I felt him gassing out in the second round. I definitely felt it. He wanted to wrestle, and I seen throughout the scrambles he was getting tired, more tired as it went on. So.
Well, when you watch the fight too, there's one point where he has his back against the fence. He kind of looks up. He looks like he might already be a little bit defeated in there.
Yeah.
So you could sense that.
Yeah, definitely felt it, and my coaches said it in the corner too as well. So, you know, I just tried to put the pressure on him and get him tired. You know.
What do you think the key to your victory was?
I felt like it was more so getting him tired, really, and defending his takedowns and making him work, and then, you know, just taking this chance to finish it when I could.
What was his power like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, compared to some of the other guys that you've been training with?
You know, he didn't really catch me with a real good shot, I don't think, you know, so I didn't really get to feel his power. But, you know, his wrestling power, it was good. You know, he was strong on the ground. He felt real strong when he got a hold of you. So, yeah, he was a strong dude.
Do you feel that the process prepares you well? Obviously, you guys are all champions going into this fight, but you're in there with a bunch of other champions. Do you feel that the coaching and that kind of really readies you for these fights?
Yeah, I feel like the coaches, you know, the coaches we had there were great choices. You know, they both fought Demetrius, and they've done the work. So you know, having Joe as my coach, I was blessed to have that. You know, he's an awesome dude, humble guy, and he taught me stuff that he didn't have to teach me. So yeah, I respect what he did for me throughout the season.
What about during the fight? How important was his coaching while the fight was going on as a cornerman?
You know, you're used to hearing your normal corners when you're in a fight, you know, but it's so quiet in there, so I heard everything they were saying, and, you know, and some of the things he was saying, you know, I tried to implement in the fight, you know, and, yeah, he's a great coach in the corner, so, yeah, I took what I could.
So I want to ask you about one of those things that Joe was saying. In fact, during the fight, he had some very specific corner advice. Let's listen in here.
Suck him off! Suck him off! Get him flat! There you go, backside arm! Get him flat!
Well,
interesting. I've never heard that as a coach. What do you think he was trying to say there?
Pull him off the cage, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So suck him off. Yeah, he texted me about that afterwards.
Because, I mean,
He did? What did he say? What did
he said, did you catch me saying suck him off? And I didn't hear it the first time, but when I rewatched it, you know, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if that was some of that high-level stuff that I just didn't, you know, maybe it's inside
that
stuff.
Next level coaching.
You know, but that is funny. You know, I love that Joe texted you after. He's got such a great sense of humor about everything. But something you said when we first got started here was about the whole seeding process and how you thought you were going to be ranked higher. So what was your reaction when you were, you know, because you weren't even picked, right? They chose Yoni first, and then you were selected as the opposite side of his pick. So how'd you feel about that?
You know, at first, you know, of course, I'm bothered by it a little bit. You know, there's guys that lower records than me, and I'm ranked, you know, lower than them. So I was just like, you know, I felt it, but then, you know, then I started thinking, and my coaches got in my head, told me it's just a number, you know, and that's exactly what it was. And then when I watched the first fight, you know, it kind of, you know, proved that to me, you know, because the number 16 guy and number 1 guy went back and forth. So, you know, it was mixed emotions for me.
Yeah, you certainly could use it as a motivating factor. And, folks, we're actually going to take a look at the updated bracket. So, Eric, you are the 15th seed, and you beat the number 2 seed. So, you know, in terms of those things being accurate, when you did look at some of the guys that were ranked higher, once you saw them in the gym, you know, working out, did you get a sense, though, that a lot of people were slotted in the right places?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys were. You know, of course, the number 1 guy, a lot of us going in the house thought he would be the number 1 guy. So, yeah, they got a lot of the rankings right, but then as you get further on down, how do you rank guys, you know what I mean? Like, how do you do that, especially when they're all champions? So, you know, I didn't really think about it too much. I tried to just, you know, just do what I could do.
What was more important for you in analyzing your competition? Was it training with them, looking at them train, or the seedings?
Probably training with them, you know, getting to see what they could do, what they were good at and stuff like that.